At least 40 people are dead across 6 states after tornado-producing storms ripped through the South. Good afternoon, I'm Sherry Falk.
And I'm Jarvis Robertson. At least 3 people have died in Alabama and several others left with little.
The road to recovery will be long for a lot of people in central Alabama. We have team coverage for you from inside our studio with Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson and meteorologist Taylor Cirillo. We also have Emma Owen with us, and we have crews that are live in communities where there is significant damage.
But first, let's check in with meteorologist Taylor Cirillo for an update on the weather that could affect us this week. Taylor.
And I know the last thing we want to hear and we want to talk about is a risk for some more storms this week. We do have that Wednesday night into Thursday, but I want to preface this with the fact that it is going to be nothing like what we dealt with over the weekend. That was a high risk level 5 out of 5. We had an alert day. What we're talking about later this week, impact weather. Wednesday night into early on Thursday. We will have a line of storms that moves in Wednesday night. There is a low chance that a storm within that line could briefly turn strong to severe, producing damaging winds and hail. Remember, impact weather is the type of weather that could impact your normal routine. So that's what we're looking ahead towards Wednesday night into Thursday. Tomorrow, absolutely beautiful. We'll be warmer than we were today. We end up in the mid-70s under sunshine. That risk of storms comes in very late Wednesday evening. So really much of the day Wednesday beautiful as well. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s. This is a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk Wednesday night into Thursday, and this is mainly for west central and northwest Alabama. You can see the green color there. That is where we could have a brief strong to severe storm. Main threats once again, wind, hail, and the threat of frequent lightning within those storms. We're going to map out this risk hour by hour, and we're going to talk more about the weather we had over the weekend with Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Taylor, we'll check back in with you very soon. Now to Talladega County, where WVTM 13's Brittany Decker is.
Yeah, she's out there also with WVTM 13 Zoe Blair, but we're going to start with Brittany first. Brittany, I see the destruction around you.
Yeah, we are in Winterboro where that EF2 deadly tornado came through. And as you just mentioned, Jarvis, destruction all around us, not too far from the Childersburg area. You may recognize the spot where we're at. We've shown a lot of pictures and video of the school building, the high school behind me. That was where that huge school bus was lofted onto the building. That has since been cleared. Plenty of crews here today really working to starting to clean up all of the debris from inside the gym, and of course that school bus as well. Unfortunately, someone did die here in Winterboro. Harry Fain. This was one of 3 people that was killed here in Alabama due to these storms. We have 2 other deaths that happened in Plantersville, that's south of us in Dallas County. That was from an EF3 tornado that devastated the city there. That is the strongest confirmed tornado that we know of as of this point. Annie Free is one of the victims that was killed in Plantersville. Her granddaughter identified her and said that she later found out that her loved one was thrown right out of her home.
They found her 3/4 of a mile away with parts of the mobile home. It's like it's not real.
And I know, Zoe, you've been here all day. Right down the street from here was where Harry Fain passed away, and you spoke to someone today that knew him.
Yeah, Brittany, I've been out here all morning talking to people who knew him. Everybody I've talked to said he was a good friend, a good neighbor, and this is a big loss here in this community. 98-year-old Robert Luker says he knew Harry Fain for over 40 years. Back in 1973, both of their houses were destroyed by tornadoes. This is actually the 5th tornado to hit Harry Fain's home. Luker tells me he lost a friend this weekend and that it's just heartbreaking to see all of this damage so close to home.
You just don't never know which way they're going. You got to watch for them. And I live about the way the crow flies, about 2.5 miles from where he was killed in the storm. And we were in our hallway waiting on the storm to go past when that blew his house away.
Like I said, Brittany, it's just heartbreaking to see all of this damage and having to hear from all of these people about losing such a friend. And coming up at 5 o'clock, we're actually going to hear more from Luker about what a good man Harry Fane was.
That's a good point. You read the headlines, one person killed, 3 people killed, but to talk to people that know them, it's just so emotional and such a tragic circumstance. We want to get over to Lisa Crane. Pickens County was one of the first areas hit on Saturday when those storms were starting to come through. Hundreds of trees down there. Lisa, we know that homes were severely damaged as well. What's the latest from today?
Well, the good news is no deaths reported here in Pickens County. That is great news, but there is a lot of damage. National Weather Service meteorologists were out here today surveying the damage, going to try to figure out the strength of the storms that touched down here. But you can see, it was so dark when we were out here on Saturday night. It took us a long time to get here because all the trees were down. So we're really getting a fresh look yesterday and today at the actual damage. I'm here right now at the Pate family home, right off Russell Farm Road, which is off of Briscoe Road. But if you take a look inside, you can kind of see what happened here. Now look up. There is no ceiling in this home anymore, and this was their home. It's a firefighter, Josh Pate, who actually lives here with his family. He was working, he works for Tuscaloosa, and he was working protecting other families on Saturday night. So his wife and 2 teenage sons were here alone. When the storm got close, they took refuge in an interior room. This closet right here, this is a hall closet right here, and take a look inside. This is amazing. This is the only room in the house that was not touched. The ceiling is still here. Now they were all huddled in here, and if you look at it, Josh says this is actually a miracle. When he found out it was hit, though, he left work as soon as possible and got here.
I knew it was a direct hit on the house, and that her and the boys were good. That God had gave them safety there, and we praise Him for that for sure. But they were okay, and then I left work and headed this way to make sure and see if I could help, and mainly just lay eyes on them and make sure that they were good in my eyes, because she can tell you all you want, but until you lay eyes on them, it's a different thing.
That's absolutely right. Now, the meteorologists from National Weather Service out here today believe it was an EF2 that hit this area of the Gordo area, and they believe that that's what caused all this damage. Of course, the results are preliminary, and we'll learn more about that in the next couple of days. Now, volunteers and first responders have been out in these areas for the past couple of days now, working very hard since Saturday. WVTM 13's John Papke is live in Calera. And John, it was an EF1 tornado. I think 2 of them that were confirmed in Calera.
And Lisa, some of the worst damage you'll find is scattered all over this lot at the Burton Campers dealership. That's right off I-65 at exit 131, actually 231. I actually arrived here less than an hour after the storm blew through, and I had no idea the destruction here was so extensive. Dozens of RVs tossed around like toys, some flipped upside down, thrown into others. One camper was here for a simple window repair, and Saturday's twister demolished the massive fifth-wheel camper. Now, Burton's general manager said they had shut down for the day by noon, so no one was here when the storm hit. But by 11 o'clock that night, he quickly learned that the path of destruction left behind meant quite a bit of work to make all of their customers whole.
There's about 60 to 75 units that's damaged, and so far we've accounted for 44 total losses.
Now, Garner said not even an EF1 tornado can stop business. They already had 2 customers pick up brand new campers by lunch today. Now, I actually rode out this storm in a Calera school about 10 minutes from here, the same storm that blew through here. And I understand that the storm shelters were also very full over in Tuscaloosa, correct, Lisa?
Yeah, John, thank you very much. You're right. Many community storm shelters filled up quickly on Saturday, and it has some residents asking, do we have enough, and are they working like they are supposed to? Now, Tuscaloosa area shelters filled up so quickly that the officials there had to tell people to move to different places. WVTM 13's Magdala Lusant is in Sipsey. Actually, Magdala, they're actually talking about getting more storm shelters there. We want to get back actually now to you guys in the studio.
All right, and of course, we're waiting to hear from the National Weather Service, the meteorologist, and we're told that we will hear from the meteorologist at about 5 o'clock about what made the storms in the area a little bit different and what we can learn from it in the future.
Yeah, so one other thing that we've definitely been keeping an eye on, that's the insurance process, because a lot of people will have to be filing claims and just figuring out what to do next. WVTM 13's Emma Owen, she is here in studio with us now. She is going to break that down for us.
Yeah, Jarvis and Sherry, according to the governor's office, the majority of Alabama's 67 counties saw damage. So this afternoon, we're really hoping to answer some questions you may have if your home was damaged. Now, I spoke with Dusty Smith, Consumer Services Manager at the Alabama Department of Insurance. He says first thing, of course, be careful when you're assessing damage. Look out for any live power lines, broken glass, nails too. But it is crucial early on that you document any damage you see.
Take pictures, take videos. This documentation can be crucial when you're filing a claim. And then the next thing is to contact your insurance company. We ask everybody to contact them promptly. Some companies have a time limit on when to file a claim, so you definitely want to call them as soon as possible.
And the reason for that, Smith says, is many make you file that claim, like you said, within a year. So when you call them, be sure to have your policy number. If you don't, they can look that up for you likely. Now, after you get in touch, Smith says they'll then ask you to start getting estimates from contractors. Then the adjuster will likely set an appointment pretty quickly to look at damage and talk you through the claims process. Jarvis?
Emma, thanks so much. Now, the powerful storm system is impacting schools and roads as well. We do have information broken out county by county online. Plus, you can see the tracks of all the suspected tornadoes in our state with the latest information passed along by the National Weather Service. WVTM 13 has been covering the extreme weather days before it passed through. You can check out all of our stories right now inside of our free app and on our website.